everybody, I'm here with Margot Scurry, and we were having one of her porch talks. It was lovely, and I kept staring out at this beautiful backyard. See those gorgeous trees? And then Margot was sharing with me, I don't know if you can see, but there's a fence here, and she was sharing with me how some deer got separated, a mom deer and a baby deer got separated through the fence, and she was going to tell me the story about that.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I remember last fall I had two deer out here, the mother deer and the baby deer. And it's so interesting. The baby was on my side of the fence and the mother was on the other side of the fence. And the baby kept looking at the mom like, how are you over there? Where are you? How come I'm not where you are? And it was so funny. I pulled out my camera to videotape it, and the mother gently walked the baby all the way down the end of the fence where it opens up so that they could reunite. And I just thought it was so beautiful, and it was such an analogy to me of how oftentimes we mess up, we get off the path, but God gently just walks us through it and says, I'm still here, and so that we can meet back up with him. So
that is so true. Thank you, Margot. When we were talking, it reminds me of in Isaiah 30, God tells Israel, woe to the obstinate children, declares the Lord, to those who carry out plans that are not mine, forming an alliance, but not by my spirit. And he goes on to tell them that because they've rejected his message and relied on oppression and depended on deceit, the sin would become for them a high wall, cracked and bulging, that collapses suddenly in an instant. And then in verse 15, he goes on. It's not very encouraging, but it just shows the extent of what our sin can do, where Israel was at, and what our sin can do. This is what the sovereign Lord, the Holy One of Israel, says. In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength. But you would have none of it. You said, no, we will flee on horses. Therefore you will flee. You said, we will ride off on swift horses. Therefore your pursuers will be swift. 1,000 will flee at the threat of one, and at the threat of 5, you will all flee away. And he goes on and he says, yet, in verse 18, the Lord longs to be gracious to you. Therefore he will rise up to show you compassion. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all who wait patiently for him. People of Zion who live in Jerusalem, you will weep no more. How gracious he will be when you cry for help. As soon as he hears, he will answer you. Although the Lord gives you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, your teachers will be hidden no more. With your own eyes you will see them. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. This was to Israel, the nation of Israel, and how encouraging it is to know we serve a God that even when we're obstinate and even when we're stubborn and go our own way and get separated, that we have a Father who longs to be gracious to us and to rise and show us compassion. And that he will allow our teachers to be hidden from us no more, and that whether we turn to the right or to the left, our ears will hear a voice behind us saying, this is the way, walk in it. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks, Margot.